Hi there, and welcome to the Short Wellness Interview Series as we share transformational stories from individuals around the globe and celebrate the Global Wellness Milestone months in the month of May and June. So today I'm very excited to welcome Jen.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. This is such an important topic.
Thank you so much for joining us. And where are you calling us from, Jen?
I am calling in from Chicago where we're starting to get some nice weather.
Awesome. All right. I have to say, it's the same here in Seattle. It's supposed to be a sunny and nice day today. So excited about that. All right. So we'll get straight in. So, really, my first question here, Jen, is how did you begin on your wellness journey? What inspired you? And what are some of the challenges, that you've overcome along this path?
Been on a wellness journey for quite a while, and it's a little hard for me to pick one thing that inspired my wellness journey because what I talk about and what I teach about is how, as we go through life, we often, and I know many of the people listening or watching this, we go through times in our lives where we have a challenge or a trauma or some type of grief. And then it happens again. And so we start to get essentially, I call it a layer cake of grief and trauma that's built up. But I have to say there was two things that happened to me in quick succession that really led me to this specific journey. And what so the first was I lost my job, and that was a bit of a challenge. But I was ready to leave that job, so it wasn't too bad. But then after that, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And so you could imagine that's a pretty big sign from the universe to get my wellness journey started. And then after I got diagnosed and started treatment, I lost my mother. She transitioned. And so I had some accumulation of challenges that all came in a short period of time. And then when my mother died, it started to bring up some trauma and challenges from the time I was 10 years old when I lost my father. And I had several other tragedies that occurred in my family. And so it was really an accumulation. But it's often things like losing a parent or getting diagnosed with a serious health condition like cancer. And those really, it was that combination that kind of made me wake up and realize I really need to focus on my wellness.
Wow, kudos to you. I mean, definitely, I can only imagine the amount of pain and everything else that you went through. But I'm so happy that you've become much stronger, resilient, and you've kind of come through this journey, and you're willing to share this with everybody else. So really appreciate that, Jan. So I guess, I mean, going on to my next question here, right? So what key lesson or a practice that has had, a most profound impact on your well-being?
So I have a very specific practice that I do every day that I created really initially for myself because as I talked through the kind of the multiple traumas that happened to me all in succession, I realized I needed to start on a wellness journey. It's not like all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, okay, I'm ready to do everything. I'm ready to eat right. I'm ready to take care of myself. I'm ready to exercise. So I had to think through what is something that I think is achievable for me that could get me started. And I like to say I do this because I want to quiet my mind so I can hear my heart. And that's what I want other people to be able to do. So it is the daily joy practice. And I designed this practice. It's called the Joy Triangle. And if you can just envision a triangle with three sides, and I ask people to spend 3 minutes a day on this because I was not the person that could all of a sudden jump into like a 30-minute meditation practice. And I wasn't quite ready to journal about everything I was grateful for. But this I could do. And so I recommend that people start here. And it essentially start with 1 minute where you just sit in stillness. And I want people to turn off their phones or put their phone away. Just be quiet, start looking inward, and start just coming back to yourself. And really, just that 1 minute, you'll start to notice the difference in your body. And then as you do that, The next thing that I want people to do is think about what they're grateful for. And this is not a really difficult exercise. It's just something, for me, it's very simple things some days, like I saw a cardinal today, and that has meaning in my family. And so it's like beautiful little, sometimes, we talked about, I'm from Chicago and I take a walk, it's starting to be spring and you'll see the flowers start to bloom. Like one little flower, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for that. And then the third, which is kind of the base of the triangle, is think about what your intention is for the day. And this is not your intention it's not your to-do list intentions, like this is what I have to get done. This is all about, how do I want to show up today? How do I want to feel at the end of the day? Whose lives do I want to impact? Who do I want to spend time with? Or maybe who do I want to try to uplift today? And that is a 3-minute daily practice that I feel like anybody could squeeze into their schedule. And it's a really solid way to start your wellness journey.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, yeah, that's the first time I've heard about that triangle, but that's definitely very interesting. And I know I actually hear you when you say it's very hard for people, it's not a turn on, turn off switch to just sit in meditation, for prolonged periods of time, because you got to start small, right? And first, you even have to get used to sitting just with yourself and by yourself without any distraction. And to me, today, in everybody's busy lives, that is so difficult. I mean, trust me, I work with a lot of individuals just through coaching and through wellness and yoga, and it's hard. It's really hard for people to just even sit for 5 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, I appreciate you sharing this, and I really hope, folks give it a shot and try this out as well. And for me, at least, the thing that's worked is just starting with breath work, because I feel like when I connect with my breath, I'm able to, again, just sit down, right? Again, in a form of meditation, but breath at least makes it a little easier to get to that next step.
Yes.
So that's how at least it's worked for me. But thank you, though. Appreciate you sharing. And one last question here is, what message of encouragement or wisdom do you want to, share with anybody on their wellness journey?
The number one message is, I want everyone who's listening, because if you're listening, you either are interested in wellness or maybe you need to focus a little bit more on your own wellness, is that you can do this and it will make a difference in your life. But even more importantly, I want you to focus on what wellness means to you and have a little bit of an inner journey where you go through, I call it the Flourish checkpoint or a current life assessment. But so I have 5 questions to ask yourself. So who and what do you like? Who and what do you love? Who and what is missing from your life? Who and what is hurting you? And who and what is holding you back? And a little secret is, sometimes you're the answer. You might be holding yourself back. But to start your wellness journey and have it be meaningful and have you buy into it and understand why you're doing these things or why you might be motivated to do some of these things, it's really important that you understand what lifts you up. So I want you to nurture what lifts you up and then release what needs to be let go. And you don't always know that until you take that time to think through those 5 key questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. And do you want to share with the audience where they can find you on Instagram or any social media channel if they want to reach out to you?
Yes, so I am at Flourishing Over 50 with the 50 spelled out on Facebook, on Instagram, and that is also my website. So Flourishing Over 50 with the 50 spelled out.com. And I do have on my website, I have a free self-care guide you can sign up for. And that's like 30 great ideas. I think it fits in really well with this wellness journey because it's just 30 ideas. Many are free that you can do to start taking care of yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. And you have a wonderful rest of your day there. And thank you for joining us and sharing all these wellness tips.